So a few weeks ago, I had my first boxing fight and it was an absolutely phenomenal experience. So here are all the reasons why I suggest you should have a fight if you're a man. And here is exactly why I'll be making sure my sons have at least one fight, probably multiple fights in their life. So let's get into the video. The first point is when you do a fight camp and you actually step in the ring and fight, after that, you have an unshakable confidence about you. You've done something that 99% of men don't actually do. So you hold yourself different and you walk through life with a different level of confidence because you prove to yourself that when you tell someone you're going to do a fight, depends who you tell, of course, but there can be a lot of people that doubt. It's like, oh, maybe it's a little bit unsafe, you shouldn't do this. If you tell your mother, for example, if you're a little bit younger, oh, I don't want you to get hurt. And when you actually do a fight camp, you come out the other end and you're all good after getting in the ring, you hold yourself different because everyone has told you that you shouldn't be fighting. Men should be chill. Men should be feminine almost in today's society. So when you actually fight, you're doing the most masculine thing that a man could do. So the confidence you get on the other end is absolutely spectacular. Because at the end of the day, it's a test. Doing a fight camp, training twice a day for 2 hours a day, 6 days per week, getting your 9 to 10 hours of sleep, getting your eating, it's a full test. It's a full-time job. So when you come out the other end, you prove to yourself what is really possible. Now on to the next point. This is a bit of an obvious. So from an aesthetic, physical standpoint, you get into the best shape of your life. So I got down to 68.6 kilos I weighed in at for a 69 kilo fight. And I'm now walking around like 76, 77. So I was shredded, lean. Yes, I did a full weight cut and dehydrated myself, but I looked absolutely impeccable. And then coming out of that fight camp, now the abs that I've got from going through that camp, it's just maintenance now. And I've now got a 6 to 8 pack on any given day. So that's from the aesthetic standpoint. But from the fight skill standpoint, I'm sure you could imagine, if you're doing 2 hours per session, twice a day, the amount of momentum and the gain that you're making in the skill, let's say boxing or kickboxing, whatever you choose to do, is going to be unmatched. And then when you go back to normal training, you're going to be levels above everyone. Because once again, 99% of men don't do a fight camp, let alone an actual fight. So the skill gain that you've got when you go on the street, if you get into an altercation, you're going to be ahead of the majority of people. So this is a skill that you've got for life if you maintain it after you've done your fight camp. Now on to the next point. This is what I noticed after the fight. Nothing in your personal life, once you've stepped in the ring, after that day, nothing in your personal life phases you anymore. For example, I'm in sales. So if I get a no-show or I have a couple of shit calls, I'm all good. If something goes wrong with my partner or my friend and there's a situation, just some drama bullshit, I'm all good. I'm stoic. I'm not phased because I've done one of the hardest things that a man could do. The only other thing I would say is like going to the military, doing a mission, serving your country. Much respect for those guys. But I'd say doing a fight is up there. So it really teaches you emotional regulation and emotional control. And even when you're sparring, you can't be throwing full haymakers trying to knock someone out. If someone's a beginner or someone's better than you, you've got to spar a certain way. You've got to control your emotions. So that is so transferable when you're in sparring, when you're in the fight, controlling your emotions, and then when you're out of fight camp, going on your day-to-day life, things just don't faze you anymore. It's an amazing revelation that I've come to. Now onto the fourth point, it builds structure and discipline. Obviously in a fight camp, you've got to be disciplined. You get the motivation by knowing that your opponent is fighting. It's like, oh, it's a Friday afternoon, I'm a little bit tired, I might take this session off. You don't, because you know your opponent's training. So when you finish that fight camp, you've got the structure of when your training is. So out of your fight camp, you should minimum be doing one session a day is what I preach to everyone. So that's easy. If you've done 2 sessions a day, 1 session a day, easy, right? You just be disciplined with it. And then also the structure in your personal life with other aspects that you may have fallen off before you've done the fight camp, you're not going to anymore because it's pretty fucking hard to train 2 hours a day, twice a day. So doing some meditation and journaling, it's like, this is pretty cruisy. So that's another aspect. Now the final reason and the final point to do a fight and have a fight camp is you gain respect from a lot of people. Now, I know this might be egotistical. Let's be real and transparent with ourselves. We all like getting a bit of respect, right? So this is from men. If you tell any guy that you've done a fight camp, there's always a level of respect. And if you're like, you've got a partner or you've got a girlfriend, whatever that look, boyfriend, whatever you're into, they're going to respect you a lot more because you fall into the masculine frame. They're like, oh, if I've got this guy by my side, I'm good. So these are the reasons why you need to do a fight and do a fight camp. So if you're not already, sign up to the local gym nearby, get your training in, test yourself, push yourself to the new limits. Because once you go through quote unquote hell, life is so much easier on the other end. So gentlemen, have a great day and I'll see you at the gym.